afternoon, and welcome to My Harlem Portrait, the show that aims at shedding the light on the fundamental contribution of African Americans to the building of this country and on Black excellence. We have an amazing treat for you today when we talk about Black excellence, because we have a magnificent screen and stage actress, singer, and storyteller who is celebrating over 4 decades of dynamic career with a deluge of awards. She got Tony, Grammy, Drama Desk, Outer Critics Circle, Lucille Lortel, AAFCA of a Beacon, Audelco Awards, and Richard Seff for her critically and audiences acclaimed outstanding featured performance in portraying Miss LIZA Jane's in Hell's Kitchen by Alicia Keys and with the music of Alicia Keys. I think you guessed. We have the living legend, the one and only KECIA Lewis. Welcome
Oh,
to my Harlem Portraits, KECIA.
thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you here because we have been trying this for the last 3 years.
Feels like 3 years. Yes.
It's finally happening.
Yes.
So let's stay on for a moment on Hell's Kitchen
Okay.
because we just reconnected a few days ago
Yes.
when Hell's Kitchen had its last run on Broadway, and now
Yes.
it's going on tours in the country and abroad.
Yes.
The production received 13 nominations at the 77th Tony Awards, including Best Musical, and won many awards.
Yes.
I saw you in Hell's Kitchen the first time at the Public Theater
Hmm.
and later on Broadway. But from that first time, your interpretation, your powerful voice, your demeanor, your calm but strength, it made me cry.
Mm.
But I wasn't the only one. I was looking around me, people had tear eyes, and then they couldn't stop jumping up and applauding you. It was standing ovations continuously. So you continue with that, and that was amazing. So tell me, how does it feel to have been originating such a role and having been part of this amazing, amazing adventure?
I feel that whenever I get the opportunity to create a role, it is a privilege, first and foremost, because as an actor, you don't always get that opportunity. I've been in the business, as you said, over 40 years. It'll be 41 in 3 months.
Wow.
And you don't always get the opportunity to create. So it's quite a privilege to be able to create something with a director, with a design team, to put a character, as I say, a person out into the world that can be universally seen, no matter the age, the sex, the nationality, the religious, persuasion, to be able to create a three-dimensional human being that is not yourself is a privilege. And for people to respond to that is really it's an honor because what I want to do with my work is play a person that either everybody knows or has heard about or read about. They've had some kind of experience with this character, with this person, and they can relate on some level. And they can make their own decision about how they feel about this person or this character. It's not for me to try to get you on my side, as it were, or make you like this character. My job is to fully portray this human being with all her strengths as well as her flaws and let you decide, how you feel about it and have your own experience, whatever that is. So I've been blessed that the majority of what I've heard of how this character made people feel was something positive and loving and joyful, and some people wishing that they had had someone like her in their life. They
Mhm.
knew of other people who had a person like Miss Liza Jane in their life. I've had several Miss Liza Janes in my life,
Wow.
Miss, Mr. and Miss, and to be able to, as my acting coach would say, hold the mirror up to nature, um, and let people experience it when their mouths are open in awe or in laughter, to allow them to receive truth. So that's a long answer to your short question, but that's
No,
how I feel.
I want you to talk as much as possible because my questions were not very short.
Okay.
But there is so much to say about you that, like, for example, when you interpret A Perfect Way to Die and
Mhm.
Odors of Forever, just thinking about it, I get shivers.
Mm,
My girlfriend was visiting from Italy and she cried.
mm,
She was thinking about her son and things like that. So
yes.
you really brought people into that character that
Mm,
made them feel real. And the whole show with the amazing, amazing other members of the crew and your friends and so on. It's like a big family. How do you
yes.
feel to be part of that and to leave it because you decided to go at a certain point?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, I've done enough shows to know that whenever you work with people over time, especially in the arts, I think that you become family. Sometimes it's a healthy family, sometimes it's an unhealthy family, but you figure it out where your place is in the family. And for me, this was a full circle moment in that it was 40 years almost to the day, one day shy of 40 years, or I should say 40 years and one day from
Mhm.
the time I walked into a theater for the first time as an actor to the time that I won a Tony Award for a show. And so that full circle for me went from me being the baby of the company to being the eldest in the company, from being the one that people were looking out for and taking care of and giving advice to me being the person that was giving that advice and giving that counsel and looking out for people and being an advocate for people. So, I mean, it's an experience like no other. I know that I'll never have that again. So I treasure it. And then, there's a line in Hamilton that George Washington says that we have to teach people how to say goodbye. And for me to leave before the show closed officially, part of that was for me teaching myself how to say goodbye from having that kind of privileged responsibility and position in a show, as well as teaching new people how you walk away gracefully, how you walk away knowing that you have done everything that you could possibly do with this role. I had left everything there. There was nothing left to do, nothing left, in my estimation, to try or change or play with. I had done everything. So it was time to go and let somebody else have an opportunity to create their Miss Liza Jane, you know?
Wonderful. Must have been difficult.
Yes, yes, it was. But because I have experience, I knew the best ways to prepare myself with my personality to leave, so that it's not overly sentimental and I can't do my job. And I wanted to make sure that any issues, difficulties, challenges that I had with anybody in that building over the course of us working together for 3 years, that to the best of my ability, cleaning up my side of the street, it was resolved so that I could walk away with no regrets. And I think I've learned to do that over the years from other people's example as well as my own experiences. So this was the first time that I felt like it was a nice, healthy run. It didn't close prematurely. I got to do everything I wanted to do as an artist. I got to pour everything into people that I wanted to pour. Received so many blessings and benefits from being in the show, in my own career and my own personal growth that, it was the right time. And I was blessed to be able to do that.
And you did it graciously and you went into something else. But we'll talk about that later. I want to start
Mhm.
with your career also because it's been marked by iconic, original, and revival Broadway productions. You
Mhm.
started at 18 and you
Yes.
did your debut in Dreamgirls.
Yes.
Then you went on to embody other mesmerizing roles like in Once on This Island, The Drowsy Chaperone, Leap of Faith, The Gospel at Colonos with Morgan Freeman,
Mhm.
Big River, Ain't Misbehaving, and Children of the Lesser God. And I didn't mention them all. This was on Broadway. Off Broadway, you starred in Mother Courage, Mary and Rosetta, and The Skin of Our Teeth. That show was just off the hook. The Skin of Our Teeth, I was like, oh my God.
That was a fun show. That was a
That
really fun show.
amazing show.
Yeah.
And you won two Obbies for the last two shows and
Mhm.
brought the house down on all occasions. So tell us a bit about your triumphs, how did they influence you, but also if there were any moments during these long careers where you said, what am I doing? Why am I
Yeah, oh, yeah.
doing this?
Yeah, yeah. The triumphs, some are personal, some are professional. I think I got a piece of advice while I was doing my very first show, which was Dreamgirls. And the advice that I got, which I've carried with me for, over 40 years, is that for every challenge that comes your way, if you will take the time and not breeze past it or blame other people for the challenge or the difficulty, if you will look at your part, really look at it, own it, try to learn from it before you move on to the next thing or the next issue, then by the time you get to be a certain age, where I am now at 60, you will have created a educational life for anybody who's watching you or comes behind you. And also, you're not bothered by minutia and the things that are so easy for us to get discouraged by. And in show business, it is a hard business. It is not for the faint of heart. You get a lot more rejection than you do acceptance. You have to deal with all kinds of personality types, some that rub you completely the wrong way. You rub them completely the wrong way. And you have to figure out how to work it out, how to do the work, because people are coming and spending their money and having an expectation of being entertained and educated. And you have, in my opinion, it's a responsibility to
Mhm.
do that. So the triumphs sometimes are not seen, and I value those. Of course, I love the awards. Of course, I love, people feeling like I've made a change or a difference in their life because of something they've seen me do. All of that is wonderful. But I think the personal challenges growing through them are the most valuable to me. And, some of the mistakes and the failures that I've had over the years generally came out of my not wanting to face the truth about my part in difficulties and challenges, decisions I've made, to respond in a certain way or perform in a certain way. Um, those things I have to own
Mm,
and learn from them and then do my best to not make those mistakes again. Um, there's a biblical reference that I like to use a lot, which is about Moses leading the children of Israel, out of bondage. They wound up marching around a mountain for 40 years to get to a promised land that could have taken them 40 days
wow.
because they did not own the truth of their mistake. So I have marched around enough mountains
Yes,
longer
you
than
have.
I should have to know when I see it coming, I'm like, nope, I'm not going to be marching around this mountain again. I'm going to get through this now. I'm going to face it now. So that's been really wonderful for me as a person. And then I get to pass that on, to my son, to people that I mentor in the business. There are a lot of young people that call me mama,
Mm,
that consider me as a mother figure, and they listen to what I have to say. That's a gift that I don't take lightly. So I do my best to try to teach from the experiences that I've had so they don't have to march around mountains either, multiple times.
wonderful. And your march, I didn't know about the 40 years in the Bible. So it's a biblical march. You've had,
Yeah, it was a biblical march where the children of Israel had to walk around for 40 years
wow. You
when it could
always
have been
learn
40
something.
days. It should have been 40 days and it was 40
Wow.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. When and how did you realize that performing was going to be your life? What was the moment?
It was probably a series of moments, but my earliest memory was when I was a child watching, I can see it very vividly. I was a child watching television in my den by myself, watching the Carol Burnett show and loving the way she made me feel in her work. I felt seen because I saw bits of myself, even as a child, in those characters that she played. She was singing, she was interacting with other people in
Mm.
a way that was so joyous that very often they cracked themselves up on camera and could not get through scenes that they had to do. So that was the first time that I felt physically in my body, wow, somebody can make somebody feel like that. I want to do that. I want to be able to make people feel like this lady is making me feel watching her show. And then being able to watch people over the years, whether it be in church or on television or in a movie, watch the effect that a person could have on another person by using their gift and sometimes even making believe, there being somebody else than playing an animal or another person.
Mm.
And it was just something about that I wanted to do also. And I knew it from childhood that that's what I wanted to do.
Wow. That is a very beautiful and altruistic reason, generous
Mm.
reason for wanting to do that. Because you were
Yeah,
thinking about making how you made people feel. You weren't thinking about what I'm gonna feel.
right.
That's very
I was thinking,
amazing.
I wanted other people to feel like I felt when I was watching them, and there's this beautiful Maya Angelou quote. Um, People may not remember what you said, they may not remember what you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
Yes,
And so for the positive or the negative, being conscientious about that. How do I want to make people feel? You know?
that is amazing. And that explains, probably is one of the reasons that explains how powerful and deep your performance reach
Mm,
this viewer at least and the
mhm.
fans. Yes, it around. So This is
Thank you.
wonderful.
But I think we all have that power, no matter what our profession is. I think a lot of times we're not conscious about it. We're just going through the world and we're living our lives, and we don't think that people are affected by how we move in the world. But I think we all have an effect because
Yes.
certainly children do. And
Yeah.
they're definitely not conscious. They could care less about how you feel, but they have the ability to make you feel
Yeah.
something. So I think as we become adults, I think particularly for artists and people who reflect our culture, reflect our times in their work, I think it's smart to be conscious that you have the power to cause people to feel something.
I agree with that. Each one of us, we have to be responsible of the way we behave so that we don't create problems that we don't want maybe sometimes to create. But
Right.
so we
Right.
have to learn, no? So if I do that, that's a reaction. Mm, I shouldn't be doing that then.
Yeah. I need to just think about it
Yeah,
before whatever choice I'm going to make in responding or reacting or um yeah, I think it's choosing,
yeah,
and we just have to be conscious.
yeah. And it's not easy.
No, it is not. It is not.
Because
It takes a
someone like
lot of
me, I want to
practice.
react
Yeah, yeah,
immediately,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. People, those of us who are passionate people, we have to have an extra guard.
yes, yes. I learned it on my skin.
Yeah.
Let's go about to talk about film and TV because
Hmm.
you are currently a regular opposite Tracy Morgan in
Hmm.
the new series Crutch on
Yeah.
Paramount Plus.
Hmm.
And you also starred in the feature The Independent with Brian Cox on Peacock.
Hmm. Hmm.
What is the difference? How different is it to perform on screen and on stage? And what do you prefer, if there is a preference?
Yeah, the best way that I can describe it is, how when you go to work out and you work out different parts of the body, you're working out different muscles. I think acting in different mediums is just like that.
Ah,
You're using different muscles. It's all a workout. But when you're doing television, it's another part of the body that you're paying attention to than when you're doing theater, than when you're doing film. Film and television are closer
yeah,
to each other than theater. And I think that for me, I enjoy both. Right now in this season of life, I enjoy television more, but I know in my younger years I preferred theater more. I think now as I'm getting older and the demand that theater has,
yeah.
particularly Broadway, has on the body and the mind and the spirit, um, and it's relentless when you're in a contract. It's 6 days a week, it's 8 shows a week. During the holiday season, sometimes it can be anywhere from 9 to 16 shows a week.
Oh my God.
It can be really, really grueling. I try to explain to people who don't know the Broadway or the theater life. We are athletes.
Yes.
We are absolutely athletes in the same caliber as a professional athlete in relation to how we use our bodies and our minds. We have to take care of ourselves in specific ways so that we can do our job every day and do it well. And it takes time to learn your body
Hmm.
and learn your instrument to know what it is you can do and what it is you can't. Certainly in my 20s, I could hang out. I'm telling my age now, Studio 54. I could hang out at Studio 54 on a Saturday night and dance and laugh and carry on until the sun came up and then go do a show, go do a matinee.
Wow.
Can't do that anymore. I cannot. The thought of it gives me shivers. I can't. I gotta go to bed now. So I do prefer television. One of the reasons I say that is because to me, television is a bit of a science. Film is a bit of a science because you get a few opportunities to perform a scene for the camera. And so with theater, you get one shot, one night, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's challenging too. That takes a kind of a focus,
Yes.
that is different. But in television, it's the science for me of giving my scene partner what they need and being able to emote what I need without over emoting
Mm.
because the camera catches every little thing,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm doing a scene on camera and I'm thinking about what am I going to eat for lunch, you will see that. You will see that Keisha left the building. That like
Mhm.
my brain has gone somewhere and it's not there. The camera picks that up. So it's a very intense focus. And the science of doing that without appearing stressed, remaining in character, and giving your scene partner what they need, whatever you're doing in the scene. It's to me, it's just a beautiful science to figure out how to do that. And you get, on camera, you get several opportunities to get it right. In television, in particular, though, because you have a set amount of time to finish an episode of something, you might get four, 4 to 6 opportunities to nail it.
Yeah.
So you try to nail it from scene one, from the first take, right? And you just keep going. Unless you make a mistake, somebody makes a mistake, it can be more than 4 to 6 times.
Yeah.
But with each time from the first one, you have to maintain. So I love that science. I love that. It's challenging in a different kind of a way.
So interesting. I never heard it explained in this way.
Yeah, it's different. So um I guess a simple example would be for television and film, where television specifically, you're basically acting from the waist up.
Hmm.
The camera's not catching anything else
Yeah.
unless you're walking away or it's a long shot or something like that. But your whole body is not necessarily involved in what you're emoting.
Mm.
It's the waist up. So the intensity has to be in this amount of inches here. That's it. But in theater, it's the whole body
Yeah.
because the audience is seeing you from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So that same kind of energy and focus needs to be in the whole body. And in theater, sometimes you can hide a little bit because you have other people on stage with you generally. So the audience's attention is not necessarily on you alone.
Mm.
In film and television, it is because the camera's on you alone.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Very interesting. I've had it explained in many different ways. This is a very new one.
oh, good.
Yeah, very new one. You have recurring and guest roles on Will Trent on ABC, Mad About You Spectrum, Law and Order on NBC, Wu-Tang, an American Saga on Hulu. I love that. That was amazing. Also because I met them. I knew
Yeah.
them. So it was very, very, very interesting. It explains the era that it's gone.
Yes. Yes.
The Blacklist, a
Mhm.
classic on NBC, just to name a few. How do you see your career going forward? What would you like your next steps to be?
That's a great question. I'm in the middle of um, figuring out the steps within the next steps, if you will. Um,
Okay.
I learned during Hell's Kitchen that I wanted to learn more about producing.
Mhm.
And I've done a little bit in my career, just a tinge, but not a lot. And Broadway producing is a whole nother kind of an animal. So I have a mentor that I've been working with for the last probably 8, 9 months, a lead Broadway producer who has been teaching me some of the ropes of what that looks like for me. And I've also been looking at possibly putting together a school, a performing arts school.
Wow.
Uh, so those two things are in the works. And also, last thing, I have one more. I feel like I probably have more, but I'm saying to myself, I got one more big musical in me,
Yeah.
and then I'm good with lead roles in musicals. I've done them. And so I'm working on pulling that together. And hopefully I'll be able to announce that in the next 6 months that it is in the works. But I have a Zoom tonight
Hmm.
with my director, my dream director, as well as my dream theater
Wow.
to work this show in. So if all goes well, I'll be able to announce something in 6 to 9 months about something, intended to come into Broadway.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank
You're
you for this
welcome.
exclusive perk.
Yes, you got an exclusive.
And I mean, the three things are very interesting and very important because
Hmm.
producing, you put it on yourself behind the camera, which is not the camera in this case of theater.
Hmm.
The school, I think it would be amazing.
Yeah. I think
You
I
to have a
I think
school.
I think the arts education um that we have in this country has been wonderful, but I don't know that it has served the younger artists. And even with my education, my arts education, it was wonderful, but there were so many things I had to learn the hard way
Mm,
that I feel like there could be an opportunity there because it's called show business.
yep,
We are not taught the business. We're taught the show.
yep,
And we all know the stories of the hundreds, if thousands of performers over the years who have died destitute
yes.
when they've made so much money. So there is a need for that. I think there's a need for character training, personal character,
Hmm.
how to work with people, particularly people that you may not get along with normally or wouldn't socialize with. There's so much there. Financial literacy, there's so much there.
Yeah,
So that's my heart's desire.
fantastic. This is wonderful. So we have really come to the end here.
Yeah.
I one last quick thing, an
Okay.
advice to young people who want to start this career and to those who have made it. What to
Study.
do and what to study.
Study. There's no substitute for studying.
Mm.
Even when you're an old girl like me, I still study.
Young girls like us.
Young girls like us. Yes, young girls.
Okay.
I still study.
Hmm.
I still have coaches. I still have people that I lean on to help me with my craft.
Yes.
And I think that we live, unfortunately, in a culture that kind of deifies the what do you call it? Oh, what's it called?
The exterior.
Reality TV
Oh
mindset
yeah. Oh,
that everybody can do it, everybody, anybody. And it's not true.
no.
It's not true. Not to do it well. You want to half do it, go right ahead. But if you want to do it well, you want to do it with skill, you want to do it in a way where you can make a difference in the world long term, study.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am
Thank
happy
you.
we finally made it.
Me too.
You are my hero.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
so sweet.
you
Thank you.
really are. I think you're amazing. So thank you for being with us. This is gonna run in March with
Okay.
month. All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you to my viewers. See you next Saturday, 12:30 p.m. on Spectrum, channel 1993 and MNN HD. And for all the past episodes of My Harlem Portraits, my YouTube channel. Thank you again, Keisha, and break a leg
Thank
for
you.
everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you, Bella.
Blessings,
Ciao.
Bella.